Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Sidewinder Shed. It's Sunday, March 22nd, and it's roughly quarter of four on Eastern time here in the afternoon. A lot later than normal. Let's see, about, roughly about 3 weeks and 7 hours later than normal. But anyway, like I've been saying, life gets in the way sometimes. And beautiful day out. Oh my God, it's gorgeous out here today. Sunny. It's got to be almost 80 degrees out, if not quite 80. It's pretty close to it. And not a problem. In 2 days, it's going to drop below freezing again. But right now, it's just enough. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at a friggin' wasp over here because it's got them confused too. And he's awake and inside the shed or inside the porch right now with me, and I don't have any spray. Oh, yes, I do. There we go. Got him. I'm sorry. I'm allergic to bees and everything, so I didn't feel like dealing with it. Wasps are not quite that friendly. Hey, Philip. All right, buddy. I will give you a minute. Yeah, not manure. I'll give you a minute. Anyway, but yeah, it'll be good to hear from you, Philip. I've seen a few of your videos. You've been cranking them things out there. That's good, man. I got one that I just did today, just a little short thing, and it's kind of giving some definitions for terms that anyone that works on vehicles, um, they'll understand this, but it's mostly for people that really don't work on vehicles and don't know a whole lot about them. It's trying to help them out because I don't know if any of y'all have been on either end of this conversation, but you get a call or you're talking to somebody to go, my vehicle won't start. And so you ask them, well, does it turn over? Does it crank? And they're like, no. So you're thinking, all right, well, it's a dead battery or something. If it won't crank, if it won't turn over, it's either seized up or dead battery or a bad starter. Okay. All right. So you already have that in your mind. And get over there. They put the key in, or you put the key in it, and turns over fine. You look at him, you said, I thought you said it didn't turn over. I thought you said it wouldn't crank over. Oh, is that what you meant? So now it's a 3-minute video. God love y'all. If you got friends, if you got people that don't know anything about cars or how to describe a problem or anything, take 3 minutes and show it to them. And that way it'll save everybody a lot of frustration. Yes, yes, drive the Jeep. Why, who, oh God, where's she going? Okay, how far away is that? Okay. All right, well, are you going to go pick her up or is she coming here and when does she need it? All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. Having a little bit of an issue with the Jeep and I'm not sure if it's the, ECM or if it's wiring, but it seems that had the same problem last year. I thought I had it fixed. I'm starting to wonder when it gets hot. Sometimes it'll just die, but if you go under and you grab onto the wiring harness, that plugs into the ECM, give it a little shake, she runs fine. And the problem is, I don't know. I've checked the connector, I've checked all the pins, and I do believe it's like 90 or 120 pins in there. So it's 90 or 120 pin connector. I've checked those. They all seem fine. The wiring harness seems fine. I'm wondering if it's inside the ECM, and when it heats up, there's a connection that might just, you know, when everything heats up, they expand. And it's a sealed system in there. I'm not melting the plastic because I just screw anything up, to look at all the connections, or it could be a bad part on the circuit board. When it heats up, it expands. And then when I go in and I jiggle the wiring harness, it makes the connection back again. And it stays for a little while. But daughter wants to use it to go to church, and I'm trying to avoid driving down there later on today just to jiggle some wires.
I just told her she should be okay if she doesn't do it unless she's sick. But if she comes over, you can show her what to do.
Yeah, I will show her what to grab and what to jiggle and what to look for, because the gauges die on it too.
So the only problem is if she's alone, how she gonna know if the gauges are moving?
You turn the key on. If the gauges are all dead, you go out, you jiggle the wire, you come back in. If the gauges are reading, you did it. If they're not reading, you go back out and you jiggle it again. The only reason why I had you tell me if the gauges moved last night, so I didn't have to walk around, go in the car, stick my head in, and go, oh, okay. Anyway, such is life. And
I thought she was doing good.
yeah. Well, that's yeah. Just put new tires on the front of the Jeep and new headlights because the old ones were all yellow and everything. So I got some new headlights on it. And yes, that was last weekend. And as soon as that was done, now she's starting with this problem again. So I can't just can't keep the car happy. It always wants something.
Don't say it.
No, you're within striking distance, sweetheart. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to behave.
All right, I'm gonna get my cake, eat it, and then go lay down.
Alrighty, you go have your cake and eat it too.
You can have a piece of that carrot cake that Andrew got me, the little one.
Yeah.
Take this carrot cake.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm good to go right now. Um. Anyway, I'm waiting for Philip to get a beer and hop on. And oh, I'm having the cran raspberry, by the way. And there's Philip.
Almost there.
Hey,
Whoa, I'm dropping the phone. Dang it.
how you doing, buddy? Oh, I lost you. Yeah, well, Sam, I'm glad you showed up, and you're more than welcome to watch the live stream and everything. But no, I'm not wearing gloves. Personally, I don't particularly care for wearing them. I do when I have to, but they annoy me. So I'm not into any type of gloves. Like I said, I just wear them when they're a necessity. There you are, Philip. What's up, buddy? You back now?
Okay. I got something else going on here. Hold on a second. All right.
Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, you're fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. Let me make some adjustments here.
Alrighty.
This crazy thing driving me nuts. I went to set it in my holder, and it damn fell out, and I fumbled it all over the place. Let's see if we can do this again without fumbling this time.
There you go.
Here. Maybe you got to scoot back a little bit. That sun's just it's too damn bright.
I gotcha. I gotcha. How's the weather down there in Florida?
Hot.
Hot.
I'm
is it?
already wearing all my white and in my shorts and my flip flops, and
I gotcha.
I misplaced my beer. Hold on.
Oh God, can't have that. Yeah, today I'm not having any beer because they changed my hours at work again,
Oh yeah,
and being a driver, um,
yeah.
I
Yep,
gotta
say no
have
more.
yeah
Nudge, nudge. Know what I mean?
yeah. You know, I mean, I gotta by law I'm not supposed to have any type of alcohol or anything 10 hours before my shift, and
Yeah.
my shift now starts at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Oh yeah.
and so
Yeah, you're past that. Well, no, you got still.
no,
Well, let's see. What is it, 12,
well,
13, 14, 15 hours?
it was 4 o'clock here right now. So yeah, that would
Really?
give
Yeah.
me
Yeah, it's 3 here. That's right.
yeah, that would give me 13 hours. But
Uh huh.
yeah, it's too late in the afternoon. I don't feel like having a beer right
Yeah.
now. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was.
I might sneak one in a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
anyway,
probably hear my air conditioner running behind me.
no,
It's
it's not picking it up. It's not picking it
well,
up.
that's
Anyway,
good. Yeah, we're already getting into that hot weather.
I got you all.
So this is the kind of thing where you got to get stuff done in the morning because it'll just be too hot for you in the afternoon.
I
And
got
it's
you.
the air temperature right now doesn't seem to be that hot. It's the sun,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. The sun
The sun
beating
will just
down on you.
blister you in a minute.
I got you. Well,
I set my lighter down on the handrail here. It's been sitting there about 2 minutes, and it's already so hot you wouldn't believe it.
oh man.
So
Lyle Hobson. Hey Lyle, how you doing, man? Lyle says, and I think this is directed to you.
I can't see it.
You wouldn't be wearing what you're wearing right now, where
Yeah.
he's at. It's,
Yeah.
19 degrees Fahrenheit where he's at.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, this would be my underwear.
Yeah, I get you.
Underneath a bunch of other clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here in Virginia today, it's about 80 degrees, but yeah, we're headed for the 19-degree weather again here
Oh, yeah?
shortly. And yeah, that'll be coming this week, and then it's going to get back up towards the 70s and 80s for 2 days, and it's going to drop again. So this is absolutely perfect flu and cold weather right now. And my sister is here, Voodoo Lady. Hello.
Hello.
Glad you showed up, Carol.
This morning when I came out, because the humidity level is so high here, and it's cool in the morning, you know, that all that humidity condensates on everything. So
Yep.
I walk out the front porch this morning, and it's just the condensation just dripping from the trees. It's just raining because the trees act like a moisture trap, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it was like raining, even though there was no rain. There's been no rain all week, you know. It's just that humidity level. It's that dang high.
I got you. I added my sister here. Hello, Carol.
Hey, Mark, what are you doing?
I'm doing a live stream.
I was just wondering, Mark, what that was that you said you were going to show her what to grab and jiggle. What were you talking about?
Well, one, I was talking about my stepdaughter. Two,
The front wire is that big around, right?
yeah, and it is, yeah. And two, it's a wiring harness to a connector for the brain box on the Jeep.
His friend
Because we're
goes,
having a
"That's
little bit
big
of
wire.
problem
It's
with
about
it.
that big about."
Oh, okay.
Yep, yep. So
I
get your
just-
mind out of the gutter.
Well, my friend and I were sitting here. We were wondering. We just caught that sentence, and that was it. And then
Okay.
I tried to get in to talk to you, but I couldn't figure it out again. Is this something new now? A different setup?
StreamYard has changed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it might. I don't know on your end. It might be a little bit different.
Yeah,
And
it is.
yeah, StreamYard is what I'm using. You know, to do the live stream. It's the app, the
Okay.
program, and everything. And they have changed it a bit.
Well, I'll just sit back and listen, and maybe I'll get a better picture of what you're talking about.
Oh well, I'm all done talking about that now. But when
Okay.
when I'm done with the live stream, it'll replay later.
Okay.
But
Hey, you know, you was talking about that you got yourself a new laptop, right?
yes, sir.
Well, I don't know the first thing about them. I have one. I bought it at a pawn shop, you know, and point is that it's just about done. It was like your old one. You can't move it. You know, the battery's shot in it, and it's old and dated, and even some of the operation systems don't even work anymore because there's no updates for them.
Yeah.
And where I'm going with that is, if I'm thinking about getting a new laptop, what do you think I should be looking for?
Well, what do you want?
I mean, the one that you got, is it pretty good, or how's it working out for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This thing is great. It's working out. This
What is it?
one, this is a Hewlett Packard, and I don't know the number of it. I can get that to you, and I'll text you. I'll text
Yeah.
you everything because
Yeah.
you know I still got the paperwork for it.
Okay.
You know, so I can tell you that. And yeah, and especially for live streams.
Uh-huh.
And for what I use it for, which is basically just watching a few videos
Yeah.
and mostly just doing this live stream with it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for it. Yeah, it works great. It's got plenty of memory for that. I have not hooked it up. See, I have a camera also,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't hooked it
Yeah,
up.
you have to hook the camera up separate, right? Because
Yeah.
your old one didn't have a camera on it, did it?
Well, yeah, it does. This is
Oh, it
all
did?
internal. Everything you see here. The only thing external I have hooked up is this headpiece with the microphone.
Uh-huh.
Because that's a leftover from the other one. The microphone on the other one didn't work. This one works pretty good. I did try it, but I still like the headset a little bit better. But the camera I'm talking about is for my videos, and you know, unlike the phone, when you take your videos and do your videos on the camera,
Yeah.
on the one I have, you have to hook it up to the computer, download it to the computer before you can upload it to the internet. I have not tried that yet, and I have not set up any of the programs for editing on this computer, so I can't answer that. But when I was looking at it, excuse me, excuse me, when I was looking at this computer, it's one that's pretty much set up for doing that, for live streaming and for editing and downloading videos. It's got a lot of memory. Don't ask me off the top of my head. It's all written down. I'll send it to you.
All right.
Let you know what it's got, but it's supposed to be good for that, and it's at the mid range. All right, not the top end, not the bottom end, but it's at the mid range if you were a gamer. And I've noticed that a lot of these gaming computers, well, that's kind of what you look for, because a lot of these gaming computers, they're awesome for doing YouTube videos, for doing everything like that, because they have so much memory and they can process everything so quick.
Right.
Because a lot
Process,
of because a lot of these guys, you know, they sit and they do a live stream while they're playing a game. So they're not only live streaming, they're downloading the game, they're playing the game, and they're carrying on a conversation at the same
You know,
time.
I get a lot of comments on some of my videos, and I'll look up the people's YouTube channel just to see, you know, a little bit about them.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of those people that's all they are, is they're gamers. You know, that's how you find on their channel, is them playing video games and stuff, you know.
Exactly.
So-
And you,
And that strikes me as odd because according to my data, the majority of my viewers are people like me, you know,
yeah, I getcha.
older people,
Yeah.
you know, but I get a lot of gamers that make comments and so they're obviously watching the videos. My videos are popping up somewhere, you
Oh
know.
yeah, you do.
And I'm
good, man.
surprised that when I, especially lately, see, that's why I've been doing, uh, shooting more videos, just editing stuff, just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the average of 1,500 to 2,000 views on that, as to where all my other stuff, I get 25 views, 30 views, you
Yep.
know. Now I'm
Yeah,
up
well-
there in the 1,500, 2,000s.
Yeah, the shorts get a lot of views.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, a lot of times that's why when I have a longer video, I'll make a short that goes right with that video too,
Yeah,
because that'll
yeah.
get somebody interested in it, you know, and they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to know a little bit more about this.
Well,
so
that
I'll
was
watch
like
the
one
longer
video, one of the most recent videos I did, because I know that you could take a long video and you can take a 15-second segment out of it.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm like, well, that's what I'll do. And it totally failed. It uploaded the whole thing, and then I couldn't do the short video from it. So I
no,
just left it up there with the word, you know, video fail. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
All right. Yeah, I think I saw that when I was.
but I was trying to
had no
cram
idea
in a
what you were talking about.
15-second update on this status of that bike. And that's
Yep.
another thing too. I was expecting somebody to come out here today and help me with that because I still haven't got it figured out. I got the new relays in it and it still don't work. So now what I've got to do is I've got to actually sit there with the with my multimeter and test every single circuit all the way down and try to figure out what the hell is going on. And like with this one lady friend of mine, I kind of texted her and I told her, I says, I need 3 thumbs, you know, and she just said, well, you're shit out of luck. You know? And she didn't understand what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But I have 2 thumbs. I need 1 more,
I got you.
you know?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Philip. That's what I'm trying to avoid with this Jeep is doing the single test. I already did it once and I couldn't find a problem, so I'm a little lost. The only thing I can think of, because it only does it when it's hot, is
Yeah.
that it might be.
Yeah, I know.
in-
I hate those kind of problems. I was listening to what you were saying earlier.
yeah,
And yeah, we've all probably been there. It's one of those kind of things you just can't figure out, just like that Chevy truck or
Right.
that GMC truck with them damn glowing headlights. You
yeah.
know,
The
I
only thing I'm
tried
thinking of-
everything that I could figure out. And it's just one of those things. It's a what is happening is it's getting a live short right to the damn circuit. And you can't trace that down, you know?
yeah, I
So
know.
not without tearing into it, spending hours checking every single one of hundreds of wires,
Yep.
and that is way yonder more trouble. I just try to look for the quick and easy solution, and that is just disconnect the battery every night. You know,
I'm
my
gonna-
solution is going to be to go buy one of those battery disconnects. You can just flick a switch, turn the thing off.
I
You know?
gotcha. Well, what
And they say you're
what I'm
not supposed to
thinking
do
of
that
doing-
with this computer controlled stuff because it messes them up. But this thing's already messed up, so.
I got you. Well, what I'm thinking of doing, and to be honest with you, I might be throwing away a couple $100, but a new ECM for this is running about $200, and if it fixes the problem, then I know it was internal to the ECM.
Yeah, it's inside the ECM. Yeah,
And if it's not, if it doesn't,
you know it's in that wire harness.
it's in the wiring harness, and then I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
you're screwed that way.
Yeah,
But,
'cause that's-
Here's
that I-
another thing too, that if it's a notorious problem, a problem that's common and well known,
yeah,
the part sourcing is you're already at the bottom rung of that ladder because there's other guys that have this problem they encounter. They're professional mechanics.
yep,
They see the stuff every day, and they're out there already robbing all the junkyards.
right.
That's just like with that PT Cruiser. That's why I had to give up on it because the second one that I had, actually it was a third, but it was a second generation PT Cruiser. And when I learned that they have this totally integrated power module, and you learn that these totally integrated power modules are just like a time bomb. That they only got so much life in them, and when they burn out, it's done. And the problem with that is, see, they quit making those cars in 2010. The second gen was made from 2006 to 2010. And if it's 2015, 2017, 2020, you know, all the junkyards and everything have been robbed of those parts. And the aftermarket didn't make the parts. The manufacturer didn't license the aftermarket to make a control module, you know?
Right.
So,
well, I mean, you know, my old truck,
yeah, they're junk.
my Dodge, I found this out when the computer went out, when the brain box went out on that.
Yeah.
That it's actually not uncommon on the trucks, on the first generation trucks, you know, 90s, the 1990s vehicles. When they went to throttle body on the trucks, I think that was 89. Those last few years of first generation trucks, the computer, where they have it is under the fender. All right.
Yeah, go figure.
And outside.
Why would they put it there?
Well, they put it there because its biggest problem is it overheats. And when it overheats, it melts everything and you lose your computer. All right. Now, I did not know this. And this is the third one that's on the truck, which really isn't too terribly bad for a 34-year-old vehicle. But it's the first one I had to replace. And fortunately, I got a good deal on it. And it was it's a good one. But they're getting hard to find and they're getting expensive now.
Yeah.
But what I did on this one too is on the outer box, all right, because it's in a box, and then it's also sealed in itself, a one unit that's sealed. But on the box, what I did was I put a computer fan, you know, one of those little round fans, and so it has air coming through it, and I placed it in a little bit different area where it's not getting hit by the weather that the wheels are throwing up, you know, all that crap.
Right.
And so far I'm hoping it'll stay, but it's also one of the reasons why when I get that other engine, if I ever get that other damn engine in there before I either retire or die, that's one of the reasons why I'm bypassing that whole computer, going back all analog. And Lyle, I'm sorry I missed it. The Jeep is a 1999 Grand Cherokee, with the 4.7 V8 in it. And it's the Laredo model, so it's got everything. I mean, everything, every option that you could imagine is in that Jeep. And it's got power, everything. But
I can't stand to sit out there anymore.
I gotcha. But anyway, yeah, what I'm planning on doing with the Jeep is I'm just gonna go ahead and shell out the $200 and get the ECM for it, plug that in, and see how that works. And if it don't work, I have no idea what I'm going to do, because taking it, I don't have the time, the equipment, or anything to check that whole wiring harness myself. You know, like I said, it's a bundle of like 90 wires. And the connectors and everything. I've checked the connectors. They're fine. So I don't know what the problem is or where it is, and trying to chase that down, that's a little bit beyond me. And to pay somebody to do it, I could probably buy another vehicle.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you there, other than, you know, you just want to look for the obvious. Look for a burnt wire or something, or slightly broken. Sometimes you got to look real hard. But I'm hoping that, because that motorcycle of mine, that thing's computer controlled and got fuel injection and all kinds of stuff on it, you know. And I'm just hoping that I do find that the problem is not in the computer anywhere.
Right.
You know, because it just all of a sudden just decided to just quit working one day. And here's the craziest thing too. I was talking with some other guys online, and they were talking about meeting up in at Daytona Bike Week. And I was seriously considering going and doing that.
Oh yeah.
And about a week before Daytona Bike Week started, now it would only take me a day to get there
Yeah.
from here. You know, wouldn't even take that, you know, like 6-8 hours.
Right.
Oh, hold on a second. I gotta kill my TV here.
I gotcha. Well, Lyle, cool. 98 Jeep TJ Sport with the 4-liter. Yeah, that's a very common engine for the Jeep.
Yeah.
4-liter.
Yeah. But yeah, just a week before I would have taken off is when that thing acted up. And I kind of consider that a blessing in disguise, because could you imagine if I'd have gotten out to Daytona and then the thing don't decide to start and I need a week's worth of time to figure out how to, or even worse, you know, spend hundreds of dollars on all kinds of parts, replace the parts, and it still don't work. And I'm still stuck there, you know, I'd have been screwed. My only option would have been to leave it with some bike shop and let them figure it out. And that would have cost me thousands to fix, you know, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I gotcha.
So yeah, it conking out on me the week before Daytona Bike Week was actually a blessing in disguise, because I could just, here's what would happen. I would start the thing up here at the house, drive 6 or 8 hours all the way to Daytona Beach, get there, park it, let the bike cool down, go to start it, and it won't start.
Won't start. Yeah. Yep.
You're trapped a couple hundred miles away from home, you know?
Yeah. You know, I've been wondering about this too, because, I've been thinking about this. 30 years from now, all the people that want to, like us, like working on these old vehicles.
Yeah.
Well, the old vehicles that we can still work on now, the carbureted ones, all the analog, they're going to be gone. I mean, seriously, it's going to be like, it's going to be.
Everybody's going to be buying them.
Yeah, and it's going to be like, trying to pick up an old Model T Ford, because that's what you know how to work on,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just, what the hell are people going to do? Because you'll have a good car. Everything on it will be solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Except for the electronics. The electronics, and nobody will make them, or you'll have to get, I mean, it's
There's
terrible.
one content creator out there, what's called the Car Doctor or something. I don't remember now. They're producing like weekly reports on the whole car industry and cars in general.
Yep.
And what I have done is I've copied their links and put it in my posts.
Oh, okay.
And I'd really encourage you to go and look at a couple of them, because the one report talks about Stellantis. Now, I've heard of Stellantis. I had no idea how big they are. Had no idea. Essentially, what they're trying to do is corner the automotive manufacturing market. They're trying to be the only one making cars, and they've got everybody. They've got Fiat, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Dodge, and Ram, and half a dozen others. It's mostly the European stuff.
Yep.
And technically you can call Chrysler and Dodge, or Dodge and Jeep European now, because it hasn't been here in America. I mean, it hasn't been under American ownership since the 90s.
Right.
And it went from Mercedes bought them out. Daimler-Benz. Daimler-Benz had them for a while, and then they sold to Fiat, and Fiat's now sold. Fiat's been gobbled up by Stellantis, and it's just pretty much the whole European market, everything except Saabs. I wish Eric was on right now, because he could probably tell us a heck of a lot more about what's going on there in Europe about it.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, and
says,
here's the thing. Now,
is up with him, is up where
Yeah.
he's at.
Yeah. And that's just it. They're probably trying to move into the Canadian market. They're certainly trying to get into America. And I'll tell you what, with the way GM is going, they might just get GM.
Yeah.
And see, here's the story. Many years ago, back when Henry Ford was still a young fella, and there was a guy by the name of William Durant trying to start General Motors. There was an organization that existed in those days. It was an organization of a bunch of high finance guys, very rich guys.
Yeah.
That they formed what was then known as AMCO. Now it's a different AMCO than you and I are aware of, but the AMCO stood for the American Automobile Manufacturing Companies, and what they were trying to do is they was trying to do just that. That if you want to be a car manufacturer, you had to get their approval first.
Right.
Before you could even be a car manufacturer. And everybody had a problem with them. The Olds had a problem with them. Henry Ford had a problem with them. Durant had a problem with it. Everybody had problems with these guys. It was like they felt like you had to get their permission to be a car manufacturer. And shortly after that, these antitrust laws were passed by the Teddy Roosevelt administration.
Right.
And that once they applied that law, I mean, it hurt a lot of companies. That's what hurt Rockefeller and J.P. Morgan and Cornelius Vanderbilt and all these other guys. But who are the guys that came out winners were guys like the Dodge brothers, Henry Ford, and Durant. Because it was the antitrust laws. It was a law against developing monopolies.
Yep.
And but that only applies here in the United States.
Oh yeah,
I know. That doesn't apply in other countries, and that's exactly what I think Stellantis is trying to do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, that's what Lyle just said. I wanted to read this. He said they're in Canada, but recently he heard they're opening plants in the U.S. soon.
Yeah, but that don't surprise me. Well, if they own Volkswagen, they've already got one plant I know of up in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's a Volkswagen plant there. And it was news only about a year and a half or 2 years ago when those workers wanted to strike, but they can't strike because they're not even union workers. They're not protected by the UAW.
Oh, okay.
So, but what they did do is stage a walkout, and that hurt Volkswagen for a while. But what did they do? They shipped in a bunch of Europeans to come over and take their jobs.
Yep.
And at that time, it was during Biden's administration, they just got these visas, these work visas, and just come on in.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a company that was here in Pensacola. They're a foreign-owned country, and they do contract work for the United States military, and they bring in foreign workers, most of them from the Latin American countries. And I mean, just think about that. What's wrong with that picture?
Yeah.
And it's been in the news lately that all of a sudden the company just decided to shit can all their workers that are over here from Latin American countries on work visas that they now got to go, because of this current administration and the way they are. And I think it is just that. I think this company just shut down because, one, they're not an American company. They can go back to Europe. They don't care.
Right.
And they can just send all their workers back home to their countries. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Now, we're talking about the new cars and all the electronics and all the problems that they're having and everything. And I mean, a lot of this stuff, don't get me wrong, I'm not against, electronic fuel injection. I'm not against a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
It works great when it works. All right. The first 5 years you got the car, I mean, it is awesome. And a lot of times, I mean, you can have a car like that if you get a good one. That would last you 20 years, no problem,
Might. It might
Yeah.
last 20 years.
Well, I'm talking the older vehicles, you know, that
Yeah,
have a little
yeah.
bit of the electronics in it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's a good thing. The problem is nowadays they got so much electronics in them.
Oh
Any
yeah.
one thing goes wrong and it screws up the whole car.
Yeah, it's chain reaction. It starts
Yeah,
throwing fault codes throughout the whole system,
yeah,
and then other systems stop working. That's just it. And I honestly believe that's not just short-sightedness. I think it's deliberate in its design
yeah. Well, here's the thing.
that everything's hooked up in a series, and if one thing goes wrong, everything else down the line just starts failing. You know?
Right now, being born, you know, my folks were older. I was a late in life baby. All right, and I remember
Yeah.
my dad, you know, talking about vehicles and everything. And back in the late 50s, actually pretty much after World War II settled down and the middle class started getting its feet under itself, you know, and you had a lot more leisure time and a lot of money was coming in at that time for a lot of people. Um, it was not uncommon in the late 50s, 60s, and early 70s before the gas crunch for people to go out and get a new car almost every year, every
Yeah.
2 years. And we're
Yeah.
talking about those old cars too. If you hit 100,000 miles on them, you were excited. You know, if they lasted 100,000
Yeah.
miles without anything major going wrong, you know, and you could still
Yeah.
that was a milestone.
Oh yeah.
You know, nowadays you look at a car, it's like it's got 200,000, 220,000 miles on it. Well, that's not bad. You know, it's
Yeah.
still usable. That's that.
Yeah.
So we've come a long way that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the deal was somebody that was only making, all right, $5,000 or $10,000 a year could afford to buy a new car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nowadays, unless you're, I mean, seriously, unless you're making over $150,000, you
Yeah.
can't afford to buy a
A new car.
$100,000 car or
Yeah.
60,000 or $70,000 car every year.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And right now with that report that I was telling you about, here's how these big huge corporations work. Right now they're taking a beating because of the electric car market. It has dropped.
yes,
And they're taking like a $14 billion loss on these things. But they just don't take that ass whooping. What they're doing is the cars that are selling, they're raising the
Raising the
price on
price.
those to
Yep.
make up for that loss. You see? So the cars are going to get even more expensive. It won't be uncommon that your average little car is going to cost you 80,000. The average price for a car right now is $50,000.
yeah,
The average new car price 50,000. And that's saying something because it was only back when I first met you only 2 years ago that it was 38,000 and I thought that was ridiculous.
yep, yeah,
Went from 38 to 42 to 46 and now it's $50,000
yep,
is the average new car price. Who the hell can afford that, you know? Right now, if you're making $50,000 a year or less, you're considered poverty stricken,
yep,
you know, because of the cost of living and these kinds of things. And you know what's going to happen? Here's the other issue too. The automobile insurance industry knows how expensive these cars are, and if you get in a minor wreck with them, well, they're not going to spend the tens of thousands of dollars to repair it.
oh
They'll
yeah,
just consider it totaled,
yep,
and they'll cut you a check for, you know, whatever, $15,000 or $20,000 on a $50,000 car,
yep,
and consider it totaled.
yep,
And that's just it. Here's the other thing that was in that car report is that car dealerships that are accustomed to selling used cars, they're actually going into the files trying to find these insurance wrecks, you know, as salvage titles, and they're actually putting the money into these cars to try to get them fixed up and sell them for something. And
Yeah.
that's something dealerships would have never taken on a salvage titled car and tried to sell it on their lot, but they're doing it now.
oh my God, yeah. And Lyle says that's what his wife paid for her car, 2025
Equinox.
Chevy Equinox, yeah, for 50,000.
Yeah. And no, thank you.
Yeah, it's I mean,
I don't-
don't get me wrong, you know, when I've only bought 2 new vehicles in my life and I was so thrilled. about my Ford, about my F-250. I was thrilled when I got that, and it
I've
was a
never,
nice truck.
I've
And I
never
had it
owned,
for 27 years, so I mean that was a
yeah,
good truck.
I never owned a vehicle that was made in the same decade in which I owned it. The closest I can come was that 2005 GMC truck that I got in 2010.
I got you.
Now, technically, that's the next decade.
Yep, yep,
You see, it
yep,
was only a 5-year-old truck,
yep.
but it was technically the
Made
next
the next
decade.
decade.
And
I
I
got
had that truck for 10 years and would probably still have it if there wasn't some idiot that T-boned me and totaled it, you know?
Oh God, yeah,
I told you
yeah,
that whole story.
yep. Oh my God,
But
yeah, yeah. The only two new vehicles I ever bought was a '89 Ford F-250 4x4,
yeah,
and I
yep,
bought it in 1990. It was a leftover,
yep,
and before that, right before that, 2 years before that, I bought a Harley Davidson. It was an '88, just a little Sportster, little 883 Sportster.
yep.
I bought that brand new, and back then, right then, that was before. I mean, the bike still had a carburetor on it. They had very minimal for electronics. The truck did have electronic fuel injection. It did have a brain box on it, but that, like I said, that Ford lasted me 27 years. The Harley, I had that for about 10 years, and I sold that with the intention of getting another bike, a bigger bike.
Yeah.
And then I went 10 years before I got another bike, so that didn't work out to plan.
Right. Yeah, that didn't work out as planned.
No, it didn't. Life got in the way again, but I'll tell you what, too, I do miss. I love this Dodge. Don't get me wrong, I love this Dodge. But I miss that Ford. I really miss that Ford. When I got rid of it, it was like putting a family dog down. You know, it just
Yeah.
that. Well, it had it longer. I had it longer than my wife and the kids. You know,
Right. Right.
and
I never had any luck with Fords. Never had any luck. And didn't have that much luck with Dodges either, for that matter. I had a few of them. I had a Dodge Dart. I think I told you this story. It had the slant six in it.
yep,
And now that I think about it, I think about this episode of Roadkill Garage with David Freiberger and
Yep.
Steve Dulcich.
yep.
Freiberger said something that just cracked me up. He says the best sound that a Dodge Slant 6 can make is when it hits the bottom of the dumpster, he says.
Oh God.
And so what do they do in the show? They actually drop a Slant 6 down into a dumpster.
Oh no kidding. I'll tell
But
you what.
yeah, I
Mike,
was driving that Dodge and I went over a set of railroad tracks and the left front wheel just came off,
Came
you
off.
know?
Well, I'll tell you what.
So
that-
I pulled it off onto a side street, took the damn license plates off it and left it. You
oh
know?
my God. Oh, that I'll tell you what though. That old that Slant 6 is pretty much indestructible. I mean, that's a good engine for anything you want to use it for except racing.
Yeah.
And now they're proving me wrong on that. They got some of these Slant 6s that are just they're not stock, you know. And it's the same with that Ford 300 too. The 300.
Yeah,
straight
that 300 was a good motor.
good.
They
good
weren't
engine.
performance motors. They weren't supposed to be. They were
No.
just stupidly reliable. In fact, in my opinion, in those days, in the 70s, with Ford, GM, and Chrysler, with their inline sixes, they were just ridiculously reliable. I didn't have any problem with my Slant 6. It would fire up no matter what. As a matter of fact, you had to be careful because even with a 1-barrel carburetor on it, if you touch that gas pedal twice, you
Yep.
would flood it.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You know.
I got you.
But yeah, they were all ridiculously reliable. I drove a Ford pickup truck with an inline 6. The truck was just a piece of junk, and the biggest problem was the steering. The steering was just wore out, and
Oh my
boy,
God.
that
Yeah.
engine would start and run just as smooth,
Yep.
you know. And I'm trying to think of. I know I had a GM inline six too. I can't think of what it was now.
I'll tell you what,
But-
that Ford 306,
Yeah,
and I've done this. We've done this. It's an excellent truck engine. It really
Yeah.
is. It's a good truck engine. Because I
Yeah.
mean, 90% of the people that have a truck, they're not going to be racing it, or doing. They want it for work. Well, this was years ago.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they want to drive around like it's a
Yeah.
Cadillac and just show off. But
Yeah.
but back in the day, and that straight six would outpull a 302. As far as torque
well,
goes,
that's one of the things I was going to say, because all of those inline sixes, the torque numbers was always higher than its horsepower.
oh yeah,
It might be 200 horse, but it'd still be putting 325 foot-pounds of torque. There's just something about an inline six, and that holds true with even those diesel engines. You look at a Cummins diesel,
Oh,
it
my
might
God.
only be a 350 horsepower engine, but it's putting out 750 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, that's why they
No,
use
they
them
just-
that's why they use them in the big trucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's just something about the inline six that makes them just torque monsters.
Yep.
You can't. The only thing that would come close to that, comparatively, when you got into V8 engines, would have been the Pontiac and Buick blocks. Because in fact, Buick never advertised horsepower; they always advertised torque.
Yeah.
But Pontiac was the same way. But that was because Pontiac, they were doing things that Chevy wasn't doing, and that's that they always went with longer rods and longer strokes.
Yep.
You compare a Pontiac 350 to a Chevy 350. Well, the Pontiac 350 was nothing more than an underboard size 400 is what it was. They used the longer rods and the longer stroke, bigger journals. And, but back in those days, you could get that high test gasoline, that
Oh yeah.
high octane gas.
Yep.
Back before leaded gasoline or no lead gasoline came along.
Yeah. My God. Back in the 80s, I was working at Hanscom Air Force Base. I was working for Beechcraft, and every day. This is before EPA really got involved. Every day, the fuel trucks. We had five. We had five fuel trucks. 2 of them were for Jet A, and 3 of them were for 100 low lead avgas. That's all we offered.
Yeah, avgas, aviation fuel. Yep.
Yeah, we offered the blue stuff. We didn't have the the green or the red stuff, which is 100, 130. But but this was considered. It was called low lead. Okay, 100 low lead. It had 4 times the amount of lead in it than regular leaded gasoline did. Okay. But what they used to do every morning, they would drain 5 gallons of avgas, out of each of the tankers, to get the water out that accumulated overnight, the condensation. They didn't have a pit. They didn't have anything to dump it in. They dumped it over the fence into the grass. And you could see where the grass didn't grow anymore. And that's what they just dump it right outside. So I got a hold of them. And I got a bunch of 5-gallon cans, gas cans. And I said, look, instead of dumping the stuff out there, I said, just let's put some in here. And I used to run that in my old 69 F250, because that thing there didn't have the hardened seats in it yet for the valves. And that unleaded gas was tearing up these engines back then.
Yeah. You needed that lead deposit on them valves.
Yep. And so I would mix it 50-50 with regular unleaded gas. But I would tell you, you could tell the difference in the way that damn old truck ran. Oh man, that thing, they woke it right up. That thing would get up and go. And believe it or not, it ran a lot cooler as well. I was noticing that, and I tried it. I tried it in my Harley once, but it was a newer Harley. All right, it was 88. And I tried it in that little Sportster, and it liked it. It liked it, but it didn't like it that much. In other words, it made run hot. It made the bike run hot.
Yeah.
And of course,
But that's because that fuel actually burns slower. The higher octane fuel actually burns slower and is more energetic. Got more BTUs of thermal energy. So yeah, it's going to run hotter.
Yeah, yeah. The bike didn't particularly care for it on a long-term basis, but
Mhm.
every now and then I'd throw a quart in there, and it would
Yeah.
definitely help clean anything out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
When I was in my 20s, we'd all be out riding our bikes. I was riding a Honda. My brother had a Honda. We was all riding these four-cylinder Japanese crotch rockets, And we had this buddy of ours. Uh, his dad owned a like an air freight company, the small air freight company. I won't mention the name uh, because it could probably get a lot of people in trouble. But
Yeah.
we'd go out to the airport and go right up and talk to his dad. Tell
Yep.
him, hey, we're here with our motorcycles. We want to get a little bit of that aviation fuel in our bikes. Yeah, go ahead. And we'd pay him for it. But that was just it. Them Japanese bikes, they loved that high octane aviation fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was about affording it because at that time, I mean, gasoline was maybe $1.23, and
Yeah.
that avgas was like $5.50 a
Oh
gallon.
yeah. Yeah.
So, and fortunately, the tank on your motorcycle only held 3 gallons,
Yep.
so you had to spend $15, which was a lot of money in them days.
Oh yeah.
So, but we didn't do that too much, just enough to fill up our tanks and go terrorize the town for the evening.
My father told me a story. Like I said, he was born 1914. Back in the
Yeah,
early 30s, before the interstate was put in, of course.
yeah,
Uh, he had an old four-cylinder Henderson.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
he ran that from Maine to Florida. This is right before he went into service.
Mhm.
He was telling me he rode that from Maine down to Florida, and he got somewhere, and I can't remember. God bless him. He made it almost to where he wanted to go, and he run the damn thing out of fuel one night, and he come up on a farmhouse, and this old man was there, and he was asking if he could buy some gas, and the guy said, "Well,
Mhm.
all I have right now that I can spare," he said, "is he's got about a half a gallon of gas for his airplane." He said, I can sell you that." He said, "I can spare that." He said, "The rest," because I guess they were in the middle of nowhere. It's not like there was
Yeah,
a 7-Eleven gas station on the
yeah.
corner.
Not especially not in them days.
Yeah. So anyway, my father said, "All right." He said he put that gas in there. He said he could not keep that bike under 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He said the damn thing. He said, and he rode it for about 20 miles, and then he blew blew the top of the cylinder off.
Mhm.
And so he pulled into another place, another farmer, and the guy said, "Well," he said, "I might be able to get that fixed." He said, "But it's not going to be, for about a week." And so my father talked to him, and what he did was he traded that Henderson for an old 1914 Model T,
Uh-huh.
straight swap, and he drove that to where he had to go, and then the following in the spring, he was down there for work, and at the end of the work season, he drove that Model T all the way back up to Maine. But I just thought it was kind of funny, some of these
Yeah.
stories, some of the things people did back in the day, and
Yeah.
that was the thing. He was working the whole East Coast during the
Mhm.
growing season. He was working his way down to Florida, and then he worked his way back up.
Yeah. My grandfather had a story, and you got to understand the sense of humor of fellows back in those days. But here's a story my grandfather liked to talk about. It was when he went out to California. It was during the Depression. Him
Yep.
and his brother, they were young guys, and the only work seemed to be in California. Everybody's going out to California, and they decided they'd set out in this old Model T that they had, an old Victoria is what it
Oh,
was. The 4-door
yeah.
with just a
Yeah.
canvas top. And they started out from Illinois and was going to California, and he got out. Well, they got out like to Kansas somewhere, and the car broke down. They would break down every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
They get it fixed and just keep going. Eventually they made it out to California. And that's a whole nother story that he would get into that was kind of funny, but he was telling us about how they broke down out in this, because there was no interstates back then.
Yep.
Broke down on this highway. In fact, it probably was the Lincoln Highway, more than likely, because that was one of the first highways that went from like Illinois to like Lincoln, Nebraska or whatever. But anyway, they broke down, and this old farmer come out on his tractor out to the highway there and asked them if they needed any help and stuff like that. And they needed some water, and they'd thrown a belt on it. And that was when they had leather belts in these things, you know?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
leather was commonplace to be found on a damn farm. And they managed to rig up a leather belt to put on that engine and got on their way. But here was what my granddad thought was so funny. When the farmer come out, you know, and they're talking for a minute, and my grandfather sees these rain clouds moving in. He says, it looks like you got rain coming. And the farmer says, no, that's the empties going back. He said,
I got you.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
most people won't get that joke, you know, but you know, I when I was a kid, if you bought a soda or a bottle of milk or something, you had to
Yep.
return the bottle. You
Yep.
know, you return the empties.
Oh yeah. Good
But
Lord,
listen, I'm
yeah.
going to get off of here
All right, buddy.
and try to continue doing what I was doing before you called, and that was absolutely nothing.
I got you.
Well,
I got
This morning I started off doing nothing, and I want to kind of keep up that pace, you know.
I got you. I understand totally. Yeah, I'm not. Once you get off here, I think I'm gonna call it quits for this. It's late in the
Yeah.
day for me anyway. But I
Yeah.
wanted to hop on real quick. But
Yeah.
all right, buddy. It was good talking to you. It was good seeing you. And Lyle, hey, buddy. I thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It's always good to see you. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll see you later.
yep. Y'all take care. Oh, and hey, hold on before you go. Kim is here from Bear Rose Garage. I was gonna say, hey, buddy, you caught us at the end here. I was just getting ready to shut this down. Yeah, that's about it, man. You caught me just in time to say goodbye. But hey, look, I've been watching your videos and everything, and do you have any plans on doing any live streams again, my friend? Because you know, there's a lot of people out here that'd like to see, unless you're doing them and I missed it. But I was just wondering. But yeah, every time I see one of your videos, and I just watched one about the Ford with the exhaust bolts missing on it, and hey, I know what you're talking about. But I like those, and it's good to see the Corvair and what you're doing with that. That's awesome. That's awesome. You have way more talent, and way more skill than I do. You know, I'm just a hack, and but I do enjoy the community, and I know enough just to get myself in trouble. So that's always awesome. But dude, it's like I said, it's glad you stopped by, man. I always appreciate it. Always appreciate it. But yeah, my daughter's coming by to borrow the Jeep, so I got to go out there and show her what to do if it don't start again. So I'm gonna end this, and it was great seeing y'all, and great talking to you again, Philip, and my sister Carol. And y'all have a good one. And I'll try and get on at closer to my regular time next weekend, but no promises. It's just life happens. But anyway, y'all take care, and we'll catch you next time. And this thing takes a little while to shut down. I've already hit the exit button, but